Hello friends, welcome to Shivspedia. Last Friday was my happiest day. You all know why? Yes, it was my last day of exam, and adding to that, my dad took me to an ice cream parlor. I ordered my favorite blackcurrant loaded with choco chips, nuts, choco sauce, and brownie cake. Finishing the ice cream bowl, I thanked my dad, saying, "Ice cream is the one which makes me the happiest person in the world." My father smiled back, saying, "You will never like ice cream after reading Professor Seligman's book on human happiness." He further handed over the book to me and asked me to read it. With much curiosity, I started reading it. So, my dear friends, I would like to explain here the readings and research I did on human happiness. Human happiness has three factors. If H is denoted as happiness, then H is equal to P plus E plus M, where P is denoted as pleasure. We acquire this pleasure when we eat our favorite brand of ice cream or listen to our favorite music. To acquire this pleasure, we depend on external worldly things. The level of happiness which we acquire with this pleasure is extremely low. Next comes the happiness factor E, which is engagement. Let's say you experience happiness by watching your favorite cricket game in the TV. You will definitely get much more happiness when you engage and play the game by yourself than watching it in the TV. Other example is if you work hard and stretch yourself for 2 hours to learn difficult math problems, the level of happiness which you acquire after these 2 hours is extremely more than you watch cricket in the TV. Thus, engagement offers much more happiness than P, the pleasure factor. The last factor of happiness is about yum, which is meaningful life. Let me explain about this yum factor with an example. 6 months back, our class teacher took our class to a movie. After coming back, she gave us a rating slip and asked us to rate the film from 0 to 5 level of happiness. The next week, she took us to an orphanage where we distributed some clothes, food, and enjoyed with the poor children. After coming back, she again gave us a rating slip to rate our level of happiness. After 6 months, she asked us to rate the movie we saw. We could hardly remember the name of the film. However, when she asked us to rate our level of happiness on the orphanage visit, everyone remembered thoroughly and cherished the memories. So, friends, now we can understand how the M factor, which is meaningful life, can bring ultimate happiness than P, the pleasure factor, and E, the engagement factor. Professor Seligman explains in his book how to quantify or measure the unit of happiness. According to him, 1 unit of happiness in earth is possible to achieve only when the man is young, with good health, with good wisdom or thought, and finally, all wealth in his feet. When we die and go to the next world, this 1 unit equals 100. And when we travel further to the other worlds, we anticipate to achieve 10 to the power 20 units of happiness, which is the ultimate stage reaching the God. However, one need not die again and again to cross multiple of worlds and achieve 10 to the power 20 units of happiness. Rather, he can achieve the same level of happiness on the earth. Professor Seligman explains this with the same ice cream example. When we say I, it includes our body plus our mind. Apart from these two factors, we have the third factor called Atman, which is otherwise known as conscious or bliss. The Atman naturally reflects waves of happiness always in the mind. However, when we crave for external worldly desires such as ice cream, we fall trap into it, believing it is the one which gives happiness. Thus, if we detach from the worldly pleasure, we can attain the permanent reflection of happiness from our Atman and achieve 10 to the power 20 units of happiness while we are in the earth. To conclude, I would like to recall an incident which happened near my home. Every day, a dog used to come and dig out a dried bone. It chews hard until it bleeds with its own blood. It believes that the dry bone is still flesh with blood in it. It put back the bone and repeats this every day, believing the happiness is inside the bone. So, friends, as we all know, where there is a will, there is a way. Let's have the determination to detach ourselves from the worldly pleasure and start helping others by giving back to attain the ultimate happiness of meaningful life. Thank you.